The support from the Australian Maritime and Fisheries Academy has allowed the AIBC to host this event today at an affordable cost, and so thank you, Bob, for your support. In a short while we'll have an opportunity to hear from Bob about the AMFA and their future plans. I would also like to welcome a special guest from Melbourne, the Indonesian Consul General to Victoria, Bapak Emir. Welcome to Adelaide. On behalf of all South Australians, I would like to welcome you to Adelaide and wish you all the best during your visit. The AIBC in South Australia has always had strong support from the Indonesian government and their representatives in Australia. And today, I would additionally welcome our friends from the Indonesian Investment Promotion Centre, the Indonesian Trade Promotion Centre, and the Indonesian Consulate in Sydney. Welcome Bapak Nasir, Bapak Hidayat, and Ibu Nana. Before I pass on the microphone to our guest today, I would like to provide an update on the opportunities in Indonesia for South Australia. In this Asian century, I believe that it is important that Indonesia, as the third most populous country in Asia, be strategically approached by Australian governments and business. I am bullish about the emergent business opportunities in Indonesia because these opportunities are immense. Indonesia has gone through a great transformation over the past 15 years, which has embraced social, political, economic and business reform. Indonesia is not the same country of 1998, 1999, during the darkest days of the East Asian financial crisis. Indonesia today is a vibrant, strongly developing, democratic country. Indonesia is a leader in its region, the ASEAN region. Indonesia has one of the fastest growing economies in the world, which has been underpinned by both domestic demand and foreign investment. In Australia, we often do not hear enough of the good news stories about Indonesia. And in many ways, this is due to Indonesia being perceived as a competitor of sorts. Indonesia is now the world's largest exporter of coal. Indonesia is experiencing a mining boom, just as we in Australia and South Australia are starting to feel some of the benefits and challenges of the Australian mining boom. So what are the opportunities in Indonesia for Australian and South Australian business? Well, the opportunities are across the board. They are across industries and across the various regions of Australia. South Australia has a strategic advantage that it can take advantage of, such as the distribution links to Darwin through the rail network. Already South Australian companies, South Australian brands and South Australian products are succeeding in Indonesia. Grain and flour is exported to Indonesia through companies such as Viterra, the old Australian barley board. These exports are helping address the food security issues in Indonesia. Sanremo Pasta, a great South Australian company, has penetrated the Indonesian food market and is one of the market-leading pasta brands across Indonesia. Beerenberg jams, Bickford's cordials, and berry fruit juice are widely available in shopping centres and supermarkets across Jakarta and beyond. These food examples are just the tip of the iceberg. Beyond the food industry, South Australian mining companies such as Santos and Hillgrove are invested in Indonesia, helping Indonesia to tap into the abundant oil, gas and mineral resources which are helping to drive the Indonesian economy forward. In addition to these mining companies, Australian-based mining services companies such as URS are helping miners in Indonesia manage their investments. Indonesia is a great news story of Asia. It is rapidly developing and is a good friend of Australia. As most recently expressed in the findings of the Lowy Institute Indonesia poll, which found Indonesian public perception of Australia ranked in the top 4 countries after Japan, Singapore and the United States. Notably, Australia was perceived as more favourable to China and Malaysia. Indonesia wants to do business with Australia. The Indonesian Strategic Plan sets out a timeline to achieving developed status by 2025. And most leading economists, such as at the World Bank and the IMF, believe that Indonesia will be in the top 10 global economies by 2030. This is 13 years away under the Indonesian plan and 18 years under conservative economic predictions. Can we afford to wait until Indonesia is truly an economic power, not just in Southeast Asia, but the world? So how can we in South Australia succeed in this Asian century? We can only succeed by developing, fostering and encouraging business, social, political and community engagement with the leading Asian economies. Indonesia is too big to ignore. If we don't collectively take the opportunity now of investing in the Indonesian market, when will we? The time is now, and I would encourage you all here to think about how your business can succeed in this new Indonesian Asian century.